Hello to everyone out there. Hope and wish everybody's having a great time. This video I'm about to bring you today, guys, it's basically 911 was called on a gentleman that actually used a weapon to hit someone else in the face. When 911 arrived to track down that individual, they spotted him. The chase was on. Before we start the video, ladies and gentlemen, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please watch the video all the way to the end, guys, and I will also appreciate your kindness with some super thanks purchase for the channel. Yeah, let's go, man. Let's get right into the video, guys. Let's go. As you can tell, the gentleman actually threw away the weapon, and now the officer is going to push him down. But the bad thing about pushing a suspect down, especially on concrete, is very, very dangerous. I know the officer adrenaline was rushing because he doesn't know if that gentleman have another weapon. But him pushing him down that violently onto concrete, he wasn't intended for him to hit his head. This gentleman hit his head so hard that it split his head open when the officer pushed him down. Once again, the officer was not intended to knock this guy out, to throw him on the ground, to hurt him in any way, shape, or form. He was just trying to bring the pursuit to an end, but he brought it to a very, very violent end, guys. Watch this video all the way to the end, man, because this suspect is going to go through a whole lot of things based on what just happened right now in this video. Based on the officer pushing him down, just watch the video all the way to the end, guys.
622 has one in custody in the West Alley of 82nd and Hermitage. Is this related to the person with the gun, Paul?
No, he's people outside.
622, we got you with.
Get back.
Temple.
Yeah, we got him. Come on, buddy. Come on. Got you. Let's go. Come on.
622 will get you an ambulance. 8212 Hermitage, or you need it for the offender in the alley. Offender in the alley. Temple, we'll get him on the way.
He sees him. Come on.
And the reason they're blurring the gentleman out is because he's actually catching a seizure. He pushed him and he knocked his head so hard that his head split open. And depends on where you get hit in your head, you could catch a seizure immediately. So that's what is happening to this gentleman while he's on the floor. He's actually catching a seizure. This is like the longest I ever seen. When I seen this video, this is the longest I ever seen EMS take to show up on a crime scene. He's not even a crime scene, but to show up on a scene like that bad. Because this gentleman, his whole back of his head is bleeding. So that's why they blurred the whole video, because they don't want to show you the blood and the back of his head that's split open. Once again, I'm not saying the officer is at fault, because the dude has no right to run. They was giving him command to stop. He kept running. Then he threw the weapon away in one of the houses. And he still kept running. So the officer adrenaline was rushing. That's why he pushed him once he caught up to him. Now they're looking for the weapon, which they're going to find the weapon.
Yeah, he threw it on top, or it might have. I appreciate it. This one? There it is. All right, see it?
Next 24, I'm going to come to the city bishop violation on the clock again. Noted.
Okay, I got it. I see it.
Alright, units on there, everything's still okay?
Alright, bro. Make sure the dog down there. You don't want to go sit there. You want to hold this gate? Why don't you come down for a second? Alright.
Alright, that works. For units at 82 and Hermitage, everything okay? We have the MS rolling. Units 82 and Hermitage, you're okay?
But
Can you slow it down? Disregard. We got plenty of units. Slow it down.
you got a ladder in here?
Alright, so for units.
Okay.
To the person with the gun, 82nd and Hermitage. Take complete
You say you first or you second?
one in custody. EMS is rolling. Complete disregarding to Hermitage.
Hey, you want to Well, we can pull it over.
And 424, everything up
Yeah.
to the Burley Home, 424. Yeah. Alright, 10-4.
Switch on. Okay.
Go ahead, 410.
We're covered.
Unit over 7 on the barrel with additional ground. Take 410, 8
Alright.
There's 20 there, so you're going to put the one up now.
Yeah, it's just.
Alright, take 414. Oh, that's, yeah,
Fuck it all out.
and 414 units on barrel, finish the scan. We'll get the 6 dimensional like condition.
The problem with the situation is that the gentleman was given command to stop running. Then he knew that they was going to catch him regardless, because he wasn't expecting the police to find him in that alleyway. This video was recorded in Chicago. He wasn't expecting the cops to come that fast when somebody that seen them basically taking the weapon and hitting another individual in his face, and they called the police on him. So he didn't really he had no idea the police was coming that fast. So once he seen them, he took off running. They gave him 20 different commands to stop, and it's just unfortunate that the officer pushed him. I'm pretty sure the officer was not intended to hurt this guy. He's seriously hurt, because if you notice the whole video, they're gonna blur his face because he's bleeding out his head, dude, from the push. Guys, if you're out there and you ever get into any type of altercation with anybody on concrete, be very careful, especially if you're stronger than that person. If you know that you can handle yourself against that individual, be very careful, because depends on how you put somebody on the ground. If they hit some part of the head and the head split open, bro, you could do a lot of damage to that person. From hitting the side of the temple, from hitting the back of the head, from hitting the, bro, it's a lot of damage that you could do when somebody falls on the ground and hit the head, bro. This guy right now, he's catching a seizure. Why is there waiting for the ambulance? You could count how long this ambulance are taking, bro. This is crazy to me. From the beginning of this video, they called the ambulance. From since they caught up to the gentleman, from since the officer pushed him on the ground and they noticed that he was not breathing correctly, he was breathing crazy, they called an ambulance, and the ambulance is still not there, dude. This is ridiculous, bro.
Callers asking for fire and police supervisor up there for what happened.
Yep. I don't know who has the. Yeah, I knew the guy was underground. He was trying to get up. Who has the victim more? Probably said she just had hit him.
No, we just got here. I don't know. It wasn't in the person in front. I don't know if it was in front.
Hey, young man. Here, take some water. I think he's in front.
Running north on Hermitage, when you told us he had just hit him and ran into his head.
Where's that?
We're talking to the victim right now. In front of 8212 first.
I saw that. How you ran, Tony? His ear. But he was having. Yeah, he's.
Bro, I know this guy messed up by running, but he was just trying to get away for what he did, because he knew what he did by using that weapon and hitting someone in the face. In the streets, you call it pistol whipping somebody. Using a pistol and hitting somebody in the face, you call it pistol whipping. So that's what he did. But at the same time, for God's sake, like, why is that ambulance taking that long to show up on the scene? You could count how long this ambulance is taking to show up, dude. I know they're in an alleyway. I have no idea how Chicago streets is designed, but you kidding me? There is so much ambulance all over New York. Once you call an ambulance, within 2 minutes, not even seconds, the ambulance is there, because there is so much different ambulance all over the streets in New York State. Like, I don't know how the system works in Chicago, but this is unbelievable. This dude caught a seizure on the ground. They called for the EMS to get there, and they're still not there. One of the officers had a bottle of water in the car. They went to get it, but look at this guy. He's still not moving. He's not breathing correctly. Nothing. And look, they all just surround him. Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't understand this whole thing, bro. I know he was wrong for running. I know he was wrong for using the weapon and hitting someone in the face. He was wrong. He was completely wrong. What the officer did, I'm pretty sure the officer did not meant to throw him down on the concrete that hard. He didn't mean to throw him down that hard. The officer was just trying to end the pursuit. That's it. The guy ended up hitting the ground basically head first, dude. And look, the EMS is still not there to help him. If you notice the top of his head, you can see all the blood. The blood is all over his head, all over his hair, dude. It's a sad story.
David, have some water.
Oh, he's North Carolina, check one.
David. Hey. Yeah, it's
Yeah, they walking down.
slow.
642, can you program the last one on us?
Why they not bring
642, check one.
Are we secure here? Yeah. Yeah. And you want to turn on scene?
We're gonna end the video right there, ladies and gentlemen, with the ambulance actually did show up and they picked up the gentleman and took him to the hospital. Unfortunately, at the end of the video, that's why I said to watch the video all the way to the end. He went to the hospital, they released him from the hospital, he went home. Several weeks later, he passed away. If you're wondering, did the officer get fired? No, he did not. And I honestly don't think the officer deserved to lose his job. I really don't think so. You could please let me know in the comment what you really think about this video and what you think about what happened in this video. Because this is real life. This video really occurred and the gentleman lost his life. This is not some movie made up stuff. No, this is real life. This really happened in June of 2024. This really happened. So please let me know in the comments what do you feel about this video? What do you think about what happened in this video? Me personally, I really don't think the officer deserved to lose his job. I don't think he did. I don't think that officer intentionally meant to hurt this guy. They knew that he had a weapon. They knew he had a weapon on him when the officer jumped out that car. Mind you, he's putting his life at risk because at any given moment, this guy could turn around and just use that weapon against the officer. So you have to keep that in mind. And when you see as you see in the video, once they found that weapon, there was already one in the chamber. So the weapon was ready to go. So all this guy had to do was turn his body around, facing this officer that's running towards him. Turn around, boom, use the weapon against the officer. So the officer knew there was a sense of danger by chasing this guy on foot. Chasing him with the car is dangerous, yes. But getting out the car and chasing him on foot when you know he's armed, it's even more dangerous. Yes, he threw the weapon away. The officer seen him throwing it away. Yes, they did. But who knows what else this guy have in his bag? He had the little bag, the little purse thing on him, the man purse. Who knows if he had something else in that bag that he's willing to use against that officer? A lot of people, when they get desperate, they do stupid stuff. So absolutely, the officer had all rights to push him to the ground. I doubt the officer was intended to hurt this guy. And the officer adrenaline is rushing, so he's not really looking at this is concrete. This is not grass. So he's not really thinking about his strength when he goes to push this guy to the ground. He just wants to get him down. Unfortunately, the officer pushed him to the ground, and this guy landed on his head. Out of all places, dude. Land on his shoulder, land on his back, land on his chest. He landed on his head, bro. Immediately, they knew that once they start seeing the blood, once he fell, he was out. He was knocked out. So once they ran up to him, they knew something was wrong because they seen the blood and he was breathing. Once people start breathing like that, you know that's not just a tired breathe. That's a breathe that something is wrong. Immediately, they called the ambulance to show up. They call emergency service, and they took forever, dude. Watching this video, it seems like they took forever to get there. They end up getting there and taking him to the hospital. They took him to the hospital and checked him out in the hospital, stood in the hospital, and then they released him from the hospital and sent him home. It's just unfortunate. Like, this gentleman lost his life over something so stupid, bro. So stupid. And in Chicago, man, you hear in the news how many of these young guys every single day is killing each other in Chicago, bro, over nonsense, over things that to me is like, why? You guys are all living in poverty. Why are you guys so hateful to each other? Why don't you guys work together to get out of poverty? Why don't you guys work together to move away to the suburbs? Instead of working together, these guys are killing each other all over Chicago in those ghetto areas. A rapper from Chicago just got indicted the other day. One of those favorite rappers just got indicted for murder for hire. Like, why? Why are you guys so angry at each other, dude? Put that whole gang stuff aside. You guys are all living in poverty. You guys are all living broke. You guys' family is living in poverty. You guys are living in the worst neighborhoods in the country. And you guys are just fighting each other. All colored people just fighting each other every single day and killing each other. Ladies and gentlemen, let's work together. Let's stop the hate. Put all that gang stuff aside, bro. You could claim this gang, I could claim that gang, but at the end of the day, let's have mutual respect for each other. We have to go through life being respectful to each other. I don't care what you claim, but I'm going to respect you. It doesn't matter what I'm claiming. Respect me. Let's have a mutual respect. And that's how life is going to get better for everybody. I wish this gentleman family the best. May God rest his soul. And if you see this video, guys, please let me know in the comment what you really think. I don't think the officer was wrong. If you do think the officer is wrong, please let me know in the comment. I would really appreciate you guys' feedback on this video. To everybody out there, to all the men and women, boys and girls, if you do something wrong, law enforcement shows up and tell you to stay where you at. Don't run and make the situation worse. Don't flee in a car. Don't flee on foot, because you fleeing when an officer give you command to stay right there when you know you already did something wrong. Just stay right there. You fleeing the situation makes it 100 times worse, especially when there's a weapon involved. If an officer know that you're armed and you're fleeing, knowing the officer know that you're armed while you're running, while you're in a car, you're fleeing armed and dangerous. The officers they're scared for their lives. They know they're trying their best to bring the situation to a complete end without them actually getting hurt. At that point, they have to focus on their lives. They have to focus on making it back home to their family, to their kids. Everything is out the door now. Once you take off running and you're armed, everything is out the door. All these guys want to do is to bring the pursuit to an end. That's it. Once they catch up to you, they're going to throw you on the ground. They're going to hit the car. They're going to pit maneuver the car. They just want to bring the situation to a complete stop. And in that situation, they brought it to a complete stop. And unfortunately, the gentleman ended up losing his life. Let's be good to each other, man. Ladies and gentlemen, always do what's right in the eyes of God and his family. Always treat people the way you would like to be treated, man. Always treat people the way you would like to be treated. Let's be more respectful, more kind to each other, bro. Let's do what's right for each other. Let's work together. Let's work together, bro. Instead of working and separating ourselves farther and farther and farther. The only how lately we've been coming together is because of violence. The colored community, the only how the colored community gets together, it's only based on violence. That's the only time colored people come together. It's based on violence. Why is colored people so hateful to each other? Why? I don't understand this. I don't get it. Let's work together to have a better life. Let's work together to get our family out the poverty zones. Let's work together to raise our kids to be better than how we were. Let's raise our kids to be better than how we are. Let's raise our kids to be presidents, doctors, lawyers. Let's raise our children in those communities to be a positive influence in society. You look at this, you look into those communities, all the little kids that's growing up in those communities, they're learning from what they see, and they're growing up worse than their parents. And before you know it, 9 generations are growing up in the poverty neighborhoods. 9 generations of one family never made it out that poverty zone. Nobody took into consideration, let's work. Let somebody in our family change our direction of living our lives. Let one of our family member change something about our family and get us out this poverty zone. No, instead of that, they just fight and fight and fight each other, kill each other. When is it gonna stop? It's never gonna stop unless we put a stop to it. The only how this type of behavior are gonna stop if we learn to be more respectful, more kind, and more caring for each other, bro. Other than that, it's never gonna stop. God bless everybody in this world, man. I hope and wish the best for everybody out there, man. Let's start from today. Let's not wait. You could take action and make things better in your community. You be the one in your family to get your family out of the poverty zone. You read, you learn, you take whatever time you need. Don't follow the crowd. Don't follow those gangs. Don't get involved in that life. Separate yourself. Be the one in your family to separate yourself from that life. Think differently. It's not about where you was brought up in this world. Don't make excuses. Oh, this is all I know. No, it's not all you know. Especially now, there is so much information all around us. Information is endless right now. So stop the complaining about, oh, this is all I know. This is the environment I was brought up in. Stop it. You could become whoever you could become whoever you want in this world, no matter where you was brought up. Stop the excuses, bro. Stop it. I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Until then, please stay safe. Always stay positive, man. Do what's right in the eyes of God and His family, ladies and gentlemen. And most importantly, man, please be more respectful to each other. Treat each other with more respect, and this world will be a better place, bro. I'll catch you guys, man.